Hey Vibe Tribe, this is Jess. How's everyone doing? I'm doing fantastic. However, I've gotten some interesting emails while I was during teaching my master's classes, and I thought, you know what? Not only did I already answer people directly, but I do want to share this with Collective because there seems to be some things that need to get cleared up. So let's talk about metaphysics. A lot of the times when psychics are coming to you about certain subject matters that are coming in your field, we don't know exactly what time that can be, what date that will be, but we see that it's very responsive and engaging in your field. So if it becomes very repetitive, it becomes a very like in your face, that doesn't mean that what is being said to you cannot be changed based upon your reactions, the people you're engaging with, what you choose to do. Remember, we all have free will. However, I also want to make a point too. What you put out is what you're getting. What you will reap is what you shall sow. What does that mean? So I have people that say, man, these people are taking me for granted. They always want this from me. They always want me to lower my prices. They want the world and the moon. And I put a lot of my money, my time, my education, I invest, I sacrifice what I earn, I put it right back. Like they're saying I've got worth, but my people aren't seeing that. Here's something to ask yourself. Are you doing that to other people? If you're doing that to other people, in other words, if you're expecting everyone else to value who you are and what you bring to the table, but you don't do that to other people, there's the karmic lesson. It is a boomerang effect. What you do is what is being attracted to you, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent. And so I do want to make sure that people understand how the metaphysics work. In the metaphysics, people expect that things are supposed to happen right now. Like I've had people where I'll say, you are 100% compatible with this person because it shows that it's what it is. Now, I didn't say that you guys are going to take off and have a beautiful life and it's going to be amazing. It may be, but there is going to be challenges and it may not stay that way based upon behaviors, patterns, conversations, actions, things that went on in between, and the person does not take responsibility for their choices. And then they want to blame everyone else and project because of their not wanting to be mature enough to take that responsibility of the choices that they've made. Now, some of the things you said, some of the things you've done will alter how things are going to be moving in your life. And so that's something that you need to be aware of. Here's another thing too. If you're not dedicated or committed to yourself, then don't expect other people to do that for you. If you're carrying that energy of wishy-washy is the word, the emotional code that we use in the office. If you're wishy-washy and life is becoming wishy-washy around you, that may be a reflection of what you are doing. And Divine wants to show you how uncomfortable, how unjust that is, so that you can realize that you may have that version of you doing it too. So a lot of the things that we don't like keeps coming into our life really to show us something about ourselves so that we can learn, we can grow, we can evolve, we can make changes in our lives. And a lot of the times people don't want to do it. They just want the positive outcome without putting any true, genuine effort or investment or sacrifices or commitment and dedication and practice. They don't want to do it. So then they get mad at their psychics or healers or themselves, and they don't understand that you got to give yourselves grace, but you also have to be responsible. You have to be aware about what you are doing and how that's affecting you in your timeline. Like when I was given psychic messages in my own life, we'll say even 7 years ago, there's now still happening into fruition right now. Right now it's happening. Why did it take so long? I don't know. Perhaps it was because I wasn't in the place yet to deal with it, because I could have dealt with health issues. Maybe I was dealing with financial insecurities. Maybe there was ego that was still doing this imposter syndrome to me, making me think that I was less than. There's so many factors involved. So what I'm trying to say is that you got to be mindful about what you're doing in your life, how you are approaching others, what your expectations of others. Ask yourself the expectations that you have of others. Are you fulfilling them yourself? Because if you're expecting everyone else to be a certain way, are you that way? And if you're not, then you really can't get all worked up. I mean, you can if you want to, but why? You could get yourself all worked up about how ABC persons aren't doing what your list of ideas and expectations are, and you can't even do them for yourself. So you got to be thinking about you. Work on your stuff. Work on how you're approaching life. Are you a go-getter? Are you in fear? Are you jumping in? Are you taking the commitment for yourself seriously? What are you doing with your own life? Because if you're worried about everyone else, well, I need so-and-so and so-and-so to get it together so we can do this. I did the same thing, no joke. That was my lesson, and I hope that I've learned it, and if not, I will deal with it as I got to. But several years ago, I had this ambition and desire to collaborate with all these women because I was just, in my mind, there's no competition, there's no ego. It's just, if we come together, we'll even be greater and we can serve people and humanity in a better channel. And they were not about it. They said they were, and they couldn't handle it. Whatever reasons. It could be personal. It could have been, I can trigger somebody, and then all of a sudden, they just can't deal. And I'm in my mindset, I'm like thinking, I don't have time for all this insecurity and all this other BS. Let's just go. Let's do this. Let's take care of people. Let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of each other. And people couldn't do it. So Divine had to show me, and my mother kept telling me, Jess, you can do this by yourself. You don't need everyone else to validate your power and your purpose. But I was like, no, I felt validated. I knew that I had power. I knew that I had purpose. I just wanted to collaborate with other people because I wanted to magnify their gifts and bring forward a greater blessing onto everyone else and ourselves. And then I had to learn something huge this year. In February, around activation of 222, I had to learn a big lesson about the people that I wanted to collaborate with were not in the same synergy. We were not in the same vibrational frequency. And I was trying and pushing something that was to my detriment, not to my health, not to my growth of my business, not to my securities. It actually was showing me that I was becoming too dependent on everybody else when Divine wanted me to stand on my own 2 feet. In other words, don't expect everyone else to bring me success. I am the success. I call it in. I work on it, and I'm doing it. And so I want to share this with you guys because I've noticed that I'm not the only one. Other healers that I take care of and other people that are writing, they're all seeing that the collective is becoming more entitled and expecting people to make things happen and not do the work and not to invest. And you're going to go through growth processes. So in order for you to get from goal, and you have your goals right here at letter A, but you need to go through completion to Z. There's the rest of the letters that you got to go through. It's a journey. Life is an adventure. You got to take risks. You got to believe in yourself. And people are like, I'm afraid of failing. I'm like, well, then I'm more afraid of not being able to succeed because I was afraid of failure. So I'm more the opposite. I'm like, no, I'm going to jump in. Now there's times where I need to hold back and I can't be impulsive would be the word. So I got to be mindful. I got to use my psychic senses. I got to tap into meditation, to my higher self, tap into divine and seek and ask. And some of these decisions may not make sense at the moment, but they will get us to the ultimate goal of our growth and our awareness. So I want to make sure that people understand what's going on. Here's the thing I'm going to share. I had one of my clients, she's an amazing person. I want to share a little bit about what I sent to her because I was in master's class. I couldn't answer everybody, which is why I put the video on my Facebook post. Then you all know that I'm not available. That's why I have a very devoted and talented and genuine practitioner such as Helena. She's a woman of integrity, of devotion, of commitment, of study. She is definitely intuitively guided. She's constantly seeking to see what divine would like her to continue to grow in. She's all about jumping in. So I feel very confident to lead the practice and the people because she's got the same passion and drive and connection to divine in her own way that will support everybody. So when I'm not in the office, that's for I'm so grateful that I even have a practitioner because back in the day, those that have been with me from the very beginning, it was my husband and I. If I wasn't working, Eric was not clocking in. You guys would just have to wait until whatever dates were available because I was working my other 2 businesses. So in this case, now Helena's available. So if I'm not available to you guys, please don't take it as offense as if I'm not there or that I care. I think people have also gotten too comfortable with me being available at a drop of a dime. That's not realistic. I am a mom. I have multiple businesses. I have a lot of projects that I take care of people on the back end. I do business coaching, I do house clearings, I do classes, I'm making videos, I'm preparing products for people, I have products in other stores. So, I am there for people, but you also need to respect my time and my energy. And I know my worth, because I know that when I come in with genuine desire of enlightenment to bring you the illumination to support you in the highest and best way. So if I'm not answering you all right away, I am asking everyone, please send an email, and according to my energy, based upon the schedule and divine timing, I will definitely respond. So I want to share this because we're going into Leo energy, and Leo energy is all about, here I am, this is what I'm all about. And I love Leo energy. I do. I think that Leo energy is necessary, especially if our personas really deal with a meekness and a timidity. And we need that Leo energy to kind of like wake up our ability to see who we are, our worth, and how to really, truly be mindful of how we want to show up in our lives. So I just want to share a couple things that I also had given. I'm going to probably copy and paste what I was giving to her, but let me kind of give you about why I'm logging on here. We got a new moon coming up on July 28th, where that Leo season, I'm already feeling it. It's like literally synergized all throughout my body. I'm very lit and I'm on fire. I love it. And this is where it's the time for you to shine with complete confidence. You got to be bold. You got to be assertive. You've got to know who you are, because everybody on this planet, one way or another, are going to either support and see your power and your authenticity and love and support it and encourage and inspire. And then there's going to be other people that are going to be so triggered and uncomfortable with who you are just by your mere existence, because they're going to want to project their insecurities and their downfalls upon you, because they feel like you're like purposely attacking them just by being you, and you're not. So you're going to be dealing with this throughout your life. It's just a lifelong dance. And what I'm telling everyone is that this Leo energy is going to call you to be a leader of your own life, and a leader of your profession, a leader of your relationships. So this is the time to show up unapologetically, because people are going to always have opinions. They're going to either be for you or against you or indifferent. Either way, you're going to have to be able to be at a place in your life where you are going to allow your vibration to continue to be radiant and to raise, even when others want to lower you down. And that's just human nature. We're all working on ourselves to improve ourselves at some point, one way or another. And it's going to be at a different pace, and it's going to look differently for each of us. And here's another thing that I'm letting you guys know. Time has run out. You can't be running anymore and expecting that what you wanted is just going to show up all dolled up in a little gift box ready for you. You've had to have done something to be able to get to the point where Divine's going to give you those gifts, those goals that you've been so deeply rooted and committed to accomplishing. So if you're trying to run from the actual work, because it's work, to get to your success, you're going to go through your versions of stress. You're going to go through long days where you're not going to be able to go out and be with your friends or what have you, but you got to see that you're worth it, and that what you're putting into your life, that Divine is going to support that, and it's going to be magnified, whatever way that you're going to come in. And I'm also letting you guys know that this is the time you've all been asking for manifestations. So a lot of you are like, now your manifestations are showing up. And I don't know what the idea was. Maybe you thought the manifestations were going to always be really smooth and easy. Sometimes they are, and sometimes it's work, because you're going to evolve beautifully to get to that manifestation. The manifestations are showing up. Don't run from them now. You asked for this. You've done all the candle work. You've done all the clearings. You've done the energetic timelines, the Akashic work, the past life regressions. You're doing all of it, and it's showing up, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can really do that. I got to invest this, or I've got to put in time for that. I don't think I can. Well, if it wasn't meant for you, it's not going to show up at the moment. Know that. Whatever's showing up, it's got to show up because it's challenging you to rise to the occasion. So you got to embody that version of you that you've been calling in. We've been talking a lot lately, Helen and I, about the imposter syndrome. What's happening is that as we're growing and our egos are beginning to be shifted to the side, and we're learning more of the authentic self and owning it, that version of the insecurity, the self-doubt, that I don't know if I can, and other people are telling me I'm not able to, you can choose to feed yourself that, or you can choose to radiate in a higher vibration and say, that's everybody else's opinions. And I'm going to give you, you have to be your number one fan. If you're not your number one fan, then everyone's going to knock you down, and you're giving them complete access to do that. So be mindful about that. I also wanted to let you know, other people are going to try to force their own failures upon you, because they're going to see you in a different spotlight, and they're going to be like, whether they know it or not, they're going to feel very challenged by that. And so what I'm telling everyone is that you need to rise above everyone else's opinions, because people will always have opinions. I see them all the time on my videos, on all my stuff. People love me, they hate me, all of it's real. But I don't have time to feed into all of that. Even in the good stuff, like I love it and I appreciate it and it's wonderful. But I must know that my value comes within, based upon my works, based upon how I feel satisfied and purpose driven, not because everyone else is like, oh, Jessica, you're amazing. Like, you need to know you're amazing. I know I'm amazing. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing, because I have so much faith and confidence in it that I'm here to serve you, to make sure that you can get to that version of yourself as well. Now, people want what they want, and they want it right now, and they want it to be easy, and they don't want to have to put the work in, and they don't want to have to put the money, and they don't want to have to put the time. They don't want to have to sacrifice. Then you will stay exactly where you want to be. But you got to remember that that's your choice, nobody else's. I've had many psychics, including my own psychic visions. I've had healers come in and tell me different messages. It was up to me how I was going to create that in my life. For I am the author and the creator of my life, and I know that. So how do I want to write my story? Sometimes I have to rewrite it. Sometimes I got to take portions of that story and be like, nah, that's not serving me anymore. I've expired from that. I'm pulling it to the side, and I'm going to rewrite a new version of my book of life. Are you doing that? And if not, you're going to have to practice that. And it's not easy at first, but you're worth it. So get through those discomforts, that awkwardness, the insecurities, I don't know. You're going to have to push through it. Because everyone can put all these wonderful emotional codes inside of you, give you divine messages, and divine will send people, resources, and opportunities, and it's your choice to believe it or not. It's your choice to receive it. Here's the other thing that I want to share with all of you. Karma's coming up. You guys, we got a lot of major planetary combustions happening. Karma ideas, of awareness and things that we're not aware of are showing up. So that's why I was saying, like, if you're the kind of person that says, oh man, people are constantly taking me for granted, they're always taking things from me and blah, 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 blah. Are you doing that to other people? Or why my relationships, they always treat me like this. Well, what are you doing differently? Are you doing that in your own way to other people? So it's a boomerang constantly, because divine's trying to get your attention. It's got to feel uncomfortable. You got to feel like it's personal for you to figure out that it's the aha moment for you to grow. So karmic ties are huge this year, and they always are going to be throughout our years. But it seems to be a big deal right now with all the retrogrades. They're going to show you versions of yourself that you've been running away from, that you're not really taking care of, that you've been expecting to be only smooth sailing, and not realizing that as you smooth sail, the ocean tides will change. So I do want to bring that to your guys' attention. And also, the frequency that you are all tuning into is what you are attracting. Again, the frequency that you are choosing to tune into is the frequencies and the experiences, people, challenges, life lessons that you are attracting to yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's part of this cool adventure of life. It's part of our soul's evolution for emotional growth and maturation. Remember, what you put out there, you guys, what you reap is what you will sow. What you give is what you will get. What you've been placing out as a reflection is going to be reflected right back to you. Be careful who you surround yourself with. Remember that you did not crawl out of the shards of your brokenness, of all that you've gone through, for nothing. It brought you to who you are right now, and it's going to motivate you to become the person that is of your highest and best that you desire. But you must walk through it all. So get prepared for the magic. But a lot of people, I saw this really cool message the other day. People love the idea of magic. They want everything to work out, but they don't realize what magic consists of and the work that's involved with magic. You've got to go through things so that you can see the magic of how amazing it is. A lot of times people just want light, 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 light. Hey, I'm in it, but darkness will also show you the versions of yourself that you're holding yourself back from. So embrace the duality of your light and shadow self, but you must be accountable for your choices, how you live. And remember, the way that you act with others, you're going to keep bringing it back to yourself one way or another. So be mindful about how you treat yourself, because you'll attract more of it from divine universe to send it to you so you can get it. And also be mindful the way you treat others, that you too shall also attract that as well, because you got to learn something from it. And it's got to be an internal growth issue. So here is one that I'm going to share with all of you that I have given to one of my clients this morning, an affirmation. I am is a very powerful way of incanting yourself, by the way. I am a powerful, magical being with energies of stardust and magic swirling and dancing in each of my cells. I embody the highest and best version of myself today and going forward. And so it is, and so shall it be. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I just wanted to share this because I've been so busy with teaching. I haven't been able to give you guys my reports or any messages, but I got an influx during the weekend and I needed to take a day off on Monday. And even then, half of the day, I was taking care of things behind the scenes for the business. And I needed the other half of the day just to be with my family, because we have been taking care of other things and I just wanted to enjoy them. So if I wasn't able to respond right away, it's not because I don't care. I have a very good response rate. And I'm pretty mindful to care about everyone else. I'm very compassionate, but I also want to make sure that people know that I also have a life and I deserve it and I'm going to enjoy it. And I will definitely get back to you when I can. So I hope that this message will inspire you all to look within and allow yourselves to grow, but also be accountable for what you are doing and take heed. Take heed to these divine messages that God sends you. If you don't, it's okay. You'll see the outcome and you'll figure it out one way or another. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Wishing you all love, insight, and healing. Have a great day, everyone.